And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours. We can't hear you like the Cowboy season.
I know. That's why I did that. It was all a blur. Just like the Eagle season and just like the Commander season gonna be too. But I ain't got too much to say because
Oh,
misery loves company. Unless
yeah.
you Michael Parsons, because you walk off right before the game is over. You like, I ain't got time for this misery. So a lot of things had to be said about this game, this up and coming game. The Cowboys found a little bit of hope when they thought their playoffs. They thought they was gonna actually make the playoffs this year after winning 2 games in 10 days. They beat both of their division rivals. They beat the Commanders on a high, and then they go out and then they beat the Giants, and then boom, Monday night comes. Jerry opens the stadium. Nothing falls down. I guess something has to fall down in order for the Cowboys to win. Oh, it did. A punt that was blocked. And then we had, I'm not going to call the guy out, but Owarie, you had a moment where you could have made a play, but it just didn't go your way. So, to add insult to injury, we have to react to the Cowboy season finally being over. And normally we don't do whole segments with shades on, but Tom was going to do this one. The 2024 season for the Dallas Cowboys. I got you, Joe. I got you. The 2024 season for the Dallas Cowboys. It started off on a great ride. We came out, we beat the Browns. Everyone was like, the Browns got the #1 defense. What are the Cowboys going to do? Second year in the offense. And second week rolls around, and then it was just like, who did they play? They played the Saints. The Saints just stumped a mud hole in them. And right after that, they played the Ravens. Cowboys thought they had a chance. Yeah, that is true. That is true. The Cowboys thought they had a chance against the Ravens, and Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry shows up, and then boom. We gotta let the organs play just a little bit, man, because I'm hurt. I'm hurt, man. I really thought we had a chance this year. But as the season progressed, injuries progressed as well. So you got to think about the list of injuries that happened, because we are going to talk about the game that happened last night. But you lose Dak Prescott, you lose DeMarcus Lawrence, you lose Michael Parsons for some time, you lose Zach Martin, you lose Sam Williams, you lose Marquise Bell. Man, I feel like Dave over here. You lose Jake Ferguson for a while. And then Overshown, who was having one of the best seasons, a breakout season that a linebacker can have coming off of an ACL tear, and then he goes down and finds out that he tore his other ACL. So the season was full of promises that led to injuries, that led to a lot of embarrassing moments. And the season is now over thanks to Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Some would say it was because of a punt. Some would say it was because of Jerry Jones. And you can blame all of these things. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys had to go out there and make plays, and they didn't do it. And now it's over.
Tomo, I saw the light for y'all too, man. We put a thumbtack on this game, right? Hey, this is a game. They beat the Bengals. They're still alive. They haven't scored an opening drive touchdown all year. What they do? They get an opening drive touchdown.
To CD.
2 CD. Speaking of crown wide receivers, but 2 CD. He was good yesterday. But even with that game, right, it was so many missed opportunities. The Bengals gave y'all chances. Even the interception. I mean, you had a tight end wide open on the back, on the backside. I think it was a third down play. CD was wide open on the first down sticks, but he threw it to Cooks, I think, and he threw a bad pass. Mm-hmm. He just missed a lot. The punt, I mean, come on now. Like, the punt was crazy. But the Cowboys, their season was, I would say, the reason why their season came like this, and I think we all can agree. I know Tomo didn't fully put on him, but it's because of the offseason. The team that was constructed before the season had started. And y'all did find a gem, though. I think Rico Dowdle has been playing well these last few weeks. He's shown that he can be a starting running back next year. That's something y'all can, like, next year. You get somebody else?
It's the draft.
I mean, yeah,
go young.
Knowing Jerry Jones, he's not going to, he probably won't, I don't know. But Rico Dowdle showed some promising. I mean, I know the Bengals defense ain't the best, but when y'all were consistent in running the ball, he did well. When y'all were consistent in running the ball.
7 yards a carry. I ain't heard that all season.
Yeah, he played good these last few games, right?
Ain't nobody worried about Genty. This is other running backs out there, Carl.
He want to go there, but listen, I already know that I'm gonna have to, like, I'm gonna get a notification after this, and they're gonna say, "Oh, Carl be writing and freaking all that stuff." But I had to play this for you, Tomo.
Oh, hold on. Why you definitely gotta put this one down too? You know, it was
Woo!
fun. It was fun. You should have
Go
warned me.
ahead, Dave.
I'd have been more prepared.
I'm not sure threw mine on too.
I guess it's my turn to say something about the Dallas Cowboys season being over. Maybe I'm the only one that thought that the Cowboys wouldn't win this game on Monday night, but I didn't think they were going to win it. I had already pre-thought that the Bengals would be able to come in and win this game. And one thing I say, shout out to the Cowboys, they made this a competitive game. They only lost by 7 points, so I gotta wow.
My God.
Are you a Niners fan and you doing this already? We ain't even talking about the Niners yet. Jeez. But no, back to this. Cowboys, like I said, they're going through some injuries right now late in the season, which is not good. Overshown tore his MCL, ACL, and PCL, so they don't even think he's going to be available until 2026. So let's just say he's out for this year and next year. He showed that he's a dog. He was out there making a lot of plays. You know, this is the one Mark called a creative player, but this guy was out there balling. He was making a lot of plays on that defense. And he to me was maybe if not the second most, at least the third most important defensive player on this team, other than Micah and Trayvon Diggs. Everyone else wasn't making the plays that he was making. Now you got Deron Bland, who's back. He's playing. He was playing well, but you know the defense kind of sort of got torched a little bit through the air with Jamar Chase and having a great game, and we'll talk about him a little later. But I didn't think that the Cowboys would make the playoffs, for one, because of everything that happened in the offseason, you know, not getting enough players to help out, to at least get another wide receiver to help out there, not getting a running back to really help out, not really helping out with the defensive line. There were a lot of things that they needed to address, and it just didn't happen. And now with having Dak out and all these other injuries, I just felt like it wasn't going to happen. The depth wasn't there, so I just didn't see it. So, but like I said, they put up a valiant effort Monday night, you know, better than I thought that they would. They only lost by 7 points, but at the end of the day, it's over. You know, that's going to be a new NFC East champion this year for the 20th straight season. So it was going to happen. I know we thought that at least the Cowboys would make it to the playoffs at least this season, but it's just not going to happen now.
Yeah, I did.
I definitely thought they would make it there because I said it. I was like, I don't want to hear nothing about no regular season games. If Dak throw for 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, and they talking about they back, and I don't want to hear nothing about none of that until they make the playoffs. And then as the season progressed, it was just like playoffs, trying to win some games. But to answer your question right quick, Carl, at running back, I mean, there's a few people. The guy from Penn State. There's another kid from I think North Carolina. I mean, there's some other running backs out there outside of Genty. Yes, Genty is the bigger name, but again,
the guy from Arizona.
Him too. Yeah, there's running backs out there. I'm just saying he's not the one. So my hopes aren't on Genty. If it happens, it'll be nice, but it wasn't. It's not the hopes is there. You know what I'm saying?
I want to be here, but look there. Hey, Tomo.
Henry want to be here too, so you know that. That's why we know we're not drafting anybody that wants to be a Cowboy is not going to be a Cowboy.
That's why in the comments, somebody said you're not getting Genty, and Kevo had a spell checking and said he's not going to drive Genty. It's not like Genty don't want to come here. Jerry won't make it happen. But Tomo, answer this question because this is how I feel. Is this the most out of all the losses this year? Even though you felt like, you know, we're done, but do you feel like this was the one that was like, dang, the most? Because I feel like all y'all losses, y'all were getting kicked in the face, and y'all came back probably. And you know, this was the only loss I had all year when it was wire to wire the whole game.
I say yes and no because of what could have happened if they won this game. The team that you went up against, this game kind of reminded me of them playing the Commanders. Yes, the Commanders is a rivalry team, but you're playing against a team that is good. They just have a bad defense. Like we seen what Joe Burrow was doing out there. my fantasy record was in jeopardy of how Joe Burrow was chopping them up out there. He's getting rid of the ball in 3 seconds. And we're going to talk about him next with Jamar Chase, but they took this game personal. They made sure Jamar Chase got the ball every chance they could. And that's exactly, and they did that. They found the run game. Well, not found it, but Chase was out there doing what Chase was supposed to do. Chase Brown, that is, as far as running the football. And their defense, like, I think it was Hendrickson. The one person that was getting all the sacks on their defense was actually eating. It was one play where I watched Rico Dowdle, and you talking about him being the starting running back. It was just that one play, but he literally looked at Hendricks, rushed the left tackle, and was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go out for a pass, not chip him or anything." So it was just moments like that in the game. But as far as the one that hurt the most, I would say the one where we lost Dak, that game, like the one where he got hurt, the Falcons game. I think that's the game that really hurt the most because it's like, all right, at least if I still have my starting quarterback, I got chances to win a game down the stretch. But the pettiness in me is kind of glad the season played out the way it did because these are all the people that said Cooper Rush could have took the Cowboys to the playoffs. Told y'all. He's a backup.
And Carl, we got these other running backs because the other two got hurt. CMC is out for the season, and so was Jordan Mason. So we had to go get some other running backs because we only had Gorindo and Patrick Taylor Jr. as running back. So we needed two other ones.
And Tomo, mention what you mentioned in the chat about what the Cowboys should do going forward this year. Quarterback.
Oh, they already came out and Jerry ruined that. Talking about they should play Trey Lance. He came out and said they're not going to do
it. That's crazy.
It's a wasted pick.
Just play him.
Your quick comments on that, Tomo?
About him not playing Trey Lance?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, here's another 4th-round pick from a team that says they value draft picks and they value building through the draft. They're not going to go out there and see what he's worth because you wasted a 4th-round pick on this guy. You just want him to hold the clipboard. I think what they're really scared of, honestly, is that Trey Lance going to actually go out there and potentially win them some games. I think they thought this in the beginning. I said you got to give Cooper Rush at least one shot, see how he plays, and then you give it to Trey Lance to go out there and see if he's worth that 4th-round pick you spent on him, but they chose not to do that. They kept playing Cooper Rush, and they found a way to win 2 games. So now you got the hot hand, so you really can't go back on your word. He won you 2 games. But I think Trey Lance would have gave him a better shot, and they don't want to look at it like, is Trey Lance the next best thing, like the predecessor of Dak Prescott? They probably don't want to see that. So they like, nah, we good. And he can run. It's the multi-threat there. Like, he can run when the pocket breaks down because there's a few plays where Cooper Rush tried to run and he started stumbling. So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Jerry stubborn.
Very, very. But the one thing I do want to address, though, is what Big O said about the sportsmanship with Michael Parsons walking off. He did. And I do agree. I can't come on here and say, I can't talk about people with bad sportsmanship and then watch Michael walk off the field the way he does. But the one thing I did learn about Michael Parsons in that moment is something that I've always talked about on here is how much does he care about winning? And that game right there, he finally showed it that, look, bro, I actually care about winning football games because there's been several times I've seen us get beat by the 49ers and him run to the middle of the field and try to swap jerseys. Remember one clip where he had the Terry McLaurin jersey in the background? This game right here literally showed that he was like, look, I really wanted to win this game. I really wanted to have some hope to go into the season. Like, this was the moment. And him walking off.
He played his tail off, too. He was in the backfield almost every time, harassing Joe Burrow. He was getting held like crazy. They missed a lot of holding calls on him, too.
And Papa J, most of the running backs you named are on rookie contracts. They will have to trade for our running backs in order to get them. Patrick Taylor's on a rookie contract, and so is Ozzie Gorindo and Jordan Mason. Cowboys will have to give us a pick or something in order to get him.
He ain't doing that. Well, he did get. Never mind.
I was saying, who do you think got the 4th-round pick?
We gave him Trey Lance.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the 49ers too. Make sure you stay tuned. We got y'all coming up.
Can we trade coaches?
I mean, Dave?
Nope. Not at all. Not at all.
Well, I mean, we had this debate happen. And for the Cowboy fans that watch this watch the last segment, man, make sure y'all leave some comments, share the video. If you don't like what I said, season over anyway. We can talk about it. Ain't nothing else to talk about. And we better go beat the Panthers. I know that.
The Panthers
know.
are favored by 1 point, by the way.
Hey,
I know.
look, the
I know.
Panthers ain't nothing to play with right now. That's all I'm saying. You see what they almost beat the Eagles. If it wasn't for that drop,
I mean, it's cool.
Let-
What Vaughn say? Look at it go. Look
Let it
at
go.
it. Just look at it, man, and move on. Wow, funny for that.
Man,